On Halloween night 2018, I took a friend to a frat party. We quickly lost track of each other and eventually found each other again, and she informed me that she'd been sexually assaulted. I walked her home, made sure she was okay, and she told me it's fine, it's just part of being a girl. A statement that left me shocked, angry, confused, and more than anything, afraid. I spent the next few weeks worrying. Well, most of my friends on campus are girls who frequent frat parties, house parties. I racked my brain anxiously, wondering how long before this happens to one of them. What if something happens and I'm not around? How can I be in 100 places at once? Not long after, I was struck with an idea, grabbed a pen, and started writing. And now, 3 years later, I think I finally have my answer. My name is RJ Harrington. I'm a senior entrepreneurial studies and marketing major at Paul College with over 8 years of video editing experience, 4 years of social media marketing experience, and I'm currently interning at Matt Mara Ventures and Advisory. My role is business strategy and marketing. Back in February of this year, I brought on 2 talented software developers, Mateo and Xiaofan, to help me produce a fully functional version of the app. Bentley University junior and computer information systems major Xiaofan Gao not only has prior Silicon Valley startup experience building UI and UX for various apps and websites, but she also brings a much-needed female perspective to the table. Xiaofan's role is front-end development. Brookdale College senior and computer science major Mateo Morrison is a headstrong entrepreneur in his own right, a workaholic of 7+ years of experience and a drive that's almost scary. Mateo's role is back-end development and functionality. In America today, only 20% of women survivors ever report to law enforcement. Of the 20% that didn't report, 26% said they didn't because they believed it was a personal matter, 12% believed it wasn't important enough to report, and 9% believed police would not or could not do anything to help. Calling the police is always advisable when a crime has occurred, but more often than not, women don't want to involve police in matters relating to sexual violence or harassment. There are a handful of resources available today that aim to stop similar problems, and while each are useful tools in their own right and should be used in conjunction with Ping, each have their fair share of limitations. Ping isn't just a phone app. It's an initiative with the goal of helping America's youth stay connected to nearby friends and allies quickly and easily in the moments they might need them most. Focusing first and foremost on crisis prevention, we have a handful of projects down the pipeline dedicated to intervention. The crown jewel of our operation being the multi-connectivity feature, Safe Haven, allowing users to not only be connected to their immediate group of friends, but everyone under the same roof via a 4-digit code generated by the host. But more on that later. Taking a look at these screenshots from the beta, all you need to get started is your name, email, password, and phone number. From there, once you've made an account, add friends to your friends list and select which friends you'd like to be able to receive alerts by going to your friends list and toggling as many or as few as you want. Ping's core feature enables users to send their real-time location and an alert to each of their pre-selected contacts, all at the push of a button. You can customize everything from the message your friends will receive upon activation to the button's color to even the labels you use for each button. Edit and customize your buttons to correspond to any number of situations, whether you're in a vulnerable state with no one around, just feeling sick and need a hand, or even when it's time to round up your friends and go grab a slice of drunk pizza. Ping's got you covered. While Ping is an app that can be used by men, women, and gender non-binary folk alike, our primary market will consist of college-aged women as well as universities themselves. Our secondary market, bars, clubs, and fraternities, while not our primary focus, will be no less a key factor in Ping's marketing strategy via our Safe Haven feature. Since Ping's inception, we've spoken to hundreds of college women, conducted 6 in-depth interviews with survivors, and ran a total of 3 surveys, with the first one yielding 50 respondents, then 110, and our most recent one exceeding 540 respondents, of which over 160 respondents left their email to be notified when Ping is available for download. While apps like Life360, USafeUS, Noonlight, or even the lesser-known emergency SOS function built into iOS are all valid resources, each offers a very particular response to a problem that tends to vary significantly. Life360, positioned primarily towards family safety, disaster response, and roadside assistance, does have an SOS feature similar to that of Ping. Ping differs in its capacity to customize not just one, but to multiple situational alerts based on urgency or lack thereof. USafeUS, another complementary app to use with Ping, is positioned primarily towards providing post-crisis resources like campus reporting, health services, FAQs, and counseling. While USafeUS does offer a location tracking feature, Expect Me, similar to Ping's Time to Go feature. Expect Me's alert is triggered on a timer with no instant user activation options. Ping differs in that its features are aimed to offer immediate support to stop a crisis before it occurs. Noonlight and the emergency SOS function for iPhone both focus directly on police intervention, with an option to notify friends as well. By their own admission, Noonlight is positioned toward kidnapping scenarios, but even still, that makes Noonlight no less of a useful and complementary application to use with Ping. The issue is far more nuanced than she needs help, she should call the police, and so our solutions need to be just as nuanced. The situations vary, and they vary primarily by degree of urgency, expedience, and who you want to help in that moment, whether it be your friends, the police, counseling services, and most importantly, how, the method through which that help is delivered. Ping isn't the first safety app, but it is the first to offer young women the power to tailor their options to respond to nearly any situation. Not to mention the features like Safe Haven, Sonar, and what we're currently referring to as Seabear Circle are the first of their kind. Safe Haven, for example, is the centerpiece for the enterprise side of our operation. At the beginning of the night, the host, whether it be bar, club, fraternity, generates a 4-digit code to be posted at the door. Patrons enter the code into the app on their way inside, and bam, everyone with the code, patrons, bar staff, frat brothers, partygoers, are all effectively added to each other's friends list for the remainder of the night. If Kendra pushes a button, everyone under the roof receives the alert. The lights come on, the music off, and Kendra receives the help that she needs. It's also worth mentioning the subscription cost of Ping's paid version, being lower than that of competitors' paid version, contributes to a low-cost competitive advantage in addition to its well-established advantage in broad differentiation. By leveraging enterprise revenue more efficiently than competitors, we'll be able to offer a stronger, more well-rounded product at a reduced cost to the individual. That said, it aches us to put a price on safety at all, and while Ping will of course be available for free along with its core features, in order to properly grow and scale the business, we've decided that a freemium model is the best way to accomplish this. But, true to our mission of getting this app into as many hands as possible, we've added a strategy to help us do just that. Individual subscriptions are fairly standard. User signs up, users build monthly, and unlocks the features associated. But once an enterprise signs on with Ping Plus or Ping Premium, all users who input their Safe Haven code will temporarily unlock the same tier that enterprise purchased, along with all the features and benefits that come with it. As we gradually introduce new features, demand will more than likely increase, allowing us to charge businesses more and the users less. Partnering bars and clubs will see an influx of patronage on weekends. How much exactly is yet to be seen. And fraternities will be eager to not only improve their public image problem many of them face today, but more importantly, to keep their fellow students safe and comfortable under their roof. The base version of Ping will come with up to 2 customizable buttons: full smartwatch compatibility, Safe Haven Patron, the Time to Go feature, ads for complimentary safety products and services exclusively Monday through Thursday during the day, links to post-crisis resources, and, while Mom will assuredly have a few of her own pieces of wisdom, some occasional tips and tricks of our own couldn't hurt. Ping Plus will be available for the individual user starting at $2.99 a month, a price we determined based on our survey data from 520 students. Ping Premium is different in that it's the only tier exclusive to enterprise. Ping Premium is not only an opportunity to make our paid features more available to the consumer for free, but also an opportunity to drive foot traffic to participating establishments, acquire new users, retain current users, and convert free users to paid subscriptions. Users with Premium gain access to Sonar, as well as 50% off their first Siren Band. In year 0 and year 1, most of our expenses will be dedicated to tech and development as we prepare to launch, and content and creative as we move toward our go-to-market campaign for year 1. Year 2, we predict a more steady user growth rate as we launch our brand ambassador program and scale up social media marketing expenses. Year 3 is when we start to see some profit, with which we'll be able to bring on more chief officers and staff. And the goal with year 4 is to not rest on our laurels, to keep the momentum building and to facilitate this momentum by reinvesting as much into marketing as we can without going in the red. Year 5 will have made a significant profit to justify dedicating more of it to philanthropy, further expansion into the wearable tech sphere, and providing grant opportunities for female entrepreneurs. To secure enterprise sales, we'll start offering free trials to the UNH chapter of Kappa Sigma, the Syracuse chapter of Psi Upsilon, and Durham's own Scorpions Bar and Grill. We've also received the green light from Scorpions owner Frank Silva to perform a beta test of Safe Haven. Once we've established sufficient proof of concept, we plan to license to universities 4 years at a time for an annual fee based on on-campus student population. Once licensed, each student gains access to Ping Plus or Ping Premium via their school email until the date of their graduation. By securing partnerships with the industries that have a direct line to the parents of our target consumer, we'll be able to acquire new users before they even move into their dorm. As we scale, we'll also be seeking sororities interested in making some money as brand ambassadors to supplement our social media marketing campaign. As we touched on earlier, Safe Haven sales are also twofold, acting one part as revenue and one part as free marketing. As it stands, we are currently conducting alpha testing on version 1.0.7 as we prepare to move toward the beta testing phase this summer. Once alpha testing is complete, we have 26 volunteers ready to help us beta test with room for up to 1,000 users. We plan to have the beta complete by the end of summer 2021 and have a soft launch at the start of the fall semester. While we plan to go the distance with Ping, it's always important to have an exit strategy. So in that event, we'd be able to position Ping as an acquisition target for Life 360, Noonlight, or Ring Home Security. 3 years ago, Ping was just a collection of hastily drawn scribbles lining the walls of my dorm room. Since then, it's undergone change after change, been built up and torn down more times than I can count. And while it's easy to pat someone on the back and say, good job, it takes a certain level of grit and expertise to say those unpleasant truths, to poke holes in the hull of your beloved ship and really put your idea under the kind of scrutiny it needs to evolve it into something more. Ian Grant, Lisa Kessler, Matthew Mara, Chief Paul Dean, Mark Blumenthal, Nick Shinfaglione. These individuals not only helped me shape Ping into what it is today, they taught me to fall forward, helped me realize it's possible to change things, to be the change that you want to see in the world. So I'd like to take a moment and thank my advisors, my parents, and everyone who's been with me on this journey. I hope you continue to put your faith in me as we take this next leap forward. On that note, I want to thank you all very much for your time, and I'd love to answer any questions you may have for me.